Perfect. Welcome back to the Sikhan podcast. I'm Aekam. I'm here with Taro. Taro, owner of Mikuni and immigrant from Japan.
Yes.
Taro, quick background on you.
Okay.
Coming here as an immigrant, go ahead. If you could take it away in like 5 minutes, what would be the background, how you started to where you got? What did that look like?
5 minutes. Okay. Have you been to Japan?
Yes.
Oh, you have?
I just went.
Good. Did you like it?
Yes, I just saw your friend. I forgot what her name was. But we went to the bar with the fire.
Yakitori? Yeah.
And then we went to the private suite bar.
Upstairs.
Yeah, upstairs.
Yeah. People are nice in Japan.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
But
Very.
they're all by the book, and I wasn't.
Uh-huh.
So I was kind of outcast in Japan.
Yeah.
So I knew I had to go somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and someone suggested I should go to America. So I just did a newspaper route for 5 years and raised money and came here.
Wow. And then you came here at what age?
15.
15? So you did high school here?
Yeah. So when I came here, my parents, my brother and sister, they all said they want to come here too. So I ended up paying for whole family airplane tickets to come over here.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I went to, I don't know if you know, Hiram Johnson High School.
No, where's that?
It's in South. It's pretty rough school.
Okay.
And then I had no word of English.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know anybody. So my high school nickname was Mr. No Problem because that's the word I said every time they asked me. If I don't get it, no problem. Which class are you going? No problem. So I got ditched on the homecoming dance. No problem. I danced right in the middle by myself. That's my high school years.
Uh-huh. So then from high school, originally it was you, your dad, who else?
My brother, my sister, my mom.
Okay.
And my dad couldn't really find a job. He was a pastor. He was making $450 a month.
Mm-hmm.
This is back in the 80s. Still not that much. So my brother and I did a newspaper out, collecting cans, cardboards. My sister, my mom did housework. That's what we did for first 2 years.
Okay. Yeah, and then from there how did Mikuni even start?
So one morning, my dad just woke up. He had a dream. And he said, we're opening a restaurant. And this gentleman never cooked in his lifetime.
Okay.
He still doesn't know how to use a microwave. And he's telling me we're opening a restaurant. I said, what's the business plan, business concept? He had no idea. And where the money coming from, he has no idea. He said, hey, God gave me a dream, vision, that will happen. That's how we start praying about it.
And then
My dad was, actually we were all going around Roseville area. And then we saw a Japanese guy, never met him before. And then he exchanged the phone number with my dad.
Yeah.
And then he asked my dad, what are you doing in America? My dad said, we're opening a restaurant together. And this gentleman just sent us $300,000 without a contract.
300.
1,000.
Wow.
And then we had a $2,000 in the bank account. So I never seen that many zeros in my life.
And then what? You used that to...
we have no idea where to open it.
Yeah.
Because we're living south, really scary, sketchy area. My dad opened the map. He's a runner. He said, there's a dam out there. I want to run around the dam. Yeah. That's why he picked the Fair Oaks location, because of the dam. Only problem was there were no Asian people live out there back in the 80s, No Folsom, no Go River developed yet. I would say that was one of the worst locations you can think of.
Okay.
And, of course, we didn't know how to do anything. And we didn't speak English, so they ripped us off, right and left. Because they said this hood is $50,000. I had no idea. No problem. I wrote the check. I was only 17.
Wow.
This hood is $15,000. We had no idea how much everything worth. So I kept writing checks, and within 6 months, we ran out of money.
Wow. And so then from there, how'd you...
I put the restaurant on the market for $15,000. Nobody wants to buy.
Okay.
So I called this gentleman in Japan. Sorry, we failed. What do we do next?
This is the same person who gave you the 300. Okay.
So he sent us another 100,000.
Wow.
But we ran out again. So more we worked, more we lost money. So our goal is to have 30 people a day. We couldn't have $300 a day. That was our goal
Yeah.
we couldn't
Couldn't do
hit.
it.
So
Wow.
I told my dad, here I am. I love basketball too. I went out and played and broke my ankle,
Oh, wow.
dislocated my middle finger. It's still not right. And came back, cut my hand wide open. And we're the only sushi bar in the whole world couldn't afford fish because we had no money, right?
Yeah.
So here I am. People came in. They want to order tuna. I only have vegetables. And here my middle finger sticking out. My ankle is in an ice
And you have
bucket.
cut. Yeah.
And then I cut my hand wide open. I'm like, I told my dad, this is a nightmare. This is not a dream, you know? So I told him, I cried out to him, let's go back to Japan middle of the night. But my dad has unshakable faith in God. He said, this is just the beginning. And then he told me, keep digging. I said, how deep we have to dig ourselves in? We didn't pay 6 month rent. We have no cars because he let somebody borrow. He never gave us the car. We're renting the car. We had no house to live. We're renting the house. I told my dad, I haven't paid that either. How are we going to live? He said, keep digging. I said, why? Look at all these buildings. They have a deep foundation if you want to build something amazing upon. He said two things. It's not about what you know, but who you know. And second thing he said was, do your best and let God do the rest. I kind of needed to hear that because my best wasn't good enough. And actually, it was pretty bad. But I said, you know what? I can do only my best. If it doesn't work out, I'm going to blame upstairs. So from there, my attitude toward work and life has changed. I say, you know what? I can only do my best.
Yeah.
Why not do that? And don't worry about it. And I'm going to blame upstairs, right? Yeah. So since then, I never had a bad day because I can only do my best. So by then, my dad woke up one morning. He said, I had another dream. I said, no, it was a nightmare. I don't want to hear this again. Yeah. My dad said, I'm going to name your daughter Chio, mean 1,000 sheep. I said, why do that to my daughter? I had a dream of having 1,000 customers a day.
Wow.
I said, that's not possible. I mean, we have such a little location.
Yeah.
We can't fit more than 30. How can you have 1,000? But as soon as he said that, yoga shop next door closed down. Video store closed down. We asked Donut Shop to move to the other side. Haircut closed down, we expanded again, and having 1,000 customers on weekends. And then, as you know, 99 Roseville, 2003 downtown, 5 in Arden, 2006 in Elk Grove, 2007 North Star, 2008 in Denver, 2009 in Davis, 11 the Fountain, and then Concord, Folsom. We're opening one in Eldorado Hills. Well, my goal is my dream. I have so much dream, but we have 50. Why not have 50 businesses by 50th anniversary of Mikuni with 50 family members? It's, I always have shoes, free to dream, right?
Wow. What is that? Free. Dreaming is free.
Yeah. So why not dream big? So I have so many dreams, from $300 sales, we did about over $80 million in sales last year. From family of 5, we have about 1,200 people working for us. Yeah. So, even fish too. We had no fish for a while. We used about 52 tons of seafood every month. Thank God for the big ocean, right? But my dad always said, be humble, give back to God, give back to the community. One thing I just love about our business is the community I can work with. Yeah. So I brought you rescue rolls. Those are the, best for charity. For example, tsunami happened in Japan back in 2011. It was very personal to me because I was there not too long before that happens, right? Yeah. So I wanted to help them so bad. So I asked people in Sacramento, here's the rescue rolls. Can you buy these rolls so I can send 100% of the proceeds goes to Japan? Wow. And then we raised $180,000 for Japan, right? So when Houston was flooded, I said, you know what, let's do it for Houston, $50,000. And then Cal Fire, Paradise Fire was for like $75,000. And last one was Maui Fire, $100,000. In 2 weeks. Wow. People just keep coming to support us, support Maui. Just, people say, you're doing an amazing thing. We just make sushi.
That's amazing.
Our community is the one helping us to do amazing thing. So every opportunity like this, I have to share. Otherwise, it's a waste. And for example, golf too. I play golf because I used to have a basketball tournament. You can never raise money.
Yeah, no.
Tennis tournament, ping pong tournament. We did everything. It's
Never
so hard to raise money. And somebody said, do golf. I said, I don't play golf. Just try it. I said, okay.
Golf is crazy.
I brought 50 friends and I got laughed at and raised money. I said, this is too easy. Just get laughed at and raise money. So since then, I'm doing every year. And then second year, 10,000, third year, 50,000. Just keep going up and up. We're about $3.8 million raised already from the golf tournament for charity. So I can't thank enough to people who support us in every way.
So it all started from your dad. I mean, the faith and the whole thing. What would you say is the biggest thing that you learned from your dad that you carry within your business, within your leadership style? I mean, is there one trait that he has that you keep with you?
There's so many, but one thing, giving up, he never gives up.
Okay.
Like, for example, he was still preaching at church, right? We open Monday through Saturday, and then we work 7:30 in the morning till midnight every day, no day off. And Sunday, he preaches at church. And Sunday night, if you listen to his message for 2 hours, whatever, you get free food. So we have to cook again on Sunday. So then I told I wanted to leave so bad because it was such a hard work. We didn't see any future working. But I saw my dad never slept on Saturday night to prepare for the Sunday sermon, right? Even I go bowling, if I do go out, come back 3 a.m, he's still reading Bible and preparing for the service. I see that I just couldn't leave.
Yeah.
Because he said, don't give up. Keep doing your best. God will, make sure everything will happen in his way. So every time I don't want to do anymore, I think of that and, giving up is easy.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna get to your goal, dreams, you just have to keep doing it.
So if there were to be 3 things that you would say that you stand by, that you live by, 3 values, one would be not giving up. What would 2 and 3 be?
Well, my mom is totally different than him. He said any situation. Well, she always say, pray continuously, and then have a joy all the time. But third one, give thanks in all circumstances.
Okay.
So my mom, every time, we encounter problems, she said, do you remember? I said, yes, give thanks in every circumstances. And then she said, hey, every suffering bring you patience, make you be more patient. And then patient bring good character, and good character to hope. So suffering is good for us. She kept telling me. And then also she was having a hard time with physical issues, so many issues, but she showed me how grateful she is every moment of her life. That's why I keep that in my mind all the time. Give thanks in all circumstances, not when you're good. All circumstances,
always. So grateful, work hard, and then what would that last one?
Third one, I don't know. I just want to keep dreaming. So our logo, PMP, my dad's P is purpose and praise.
Okay.
So, I used to say, how about profit? How about prosperity? I was thinking, how about pleasure? My friend said, hey, Pai Gang Poker, my other friend who was accountant for us, he said, can you just pay please, So everybody has different P's, but, people ask me, what's your definition of success? And then for me, to do God's will, why we are created on this earth, right? So my other, can you read it, the other one? This is another favorite thing.
Life is good, eternity is better.
So for me, I want to have life which is great, but eternity is even better. So it's just a temporary here. So that's my third thing. I always think is whatever I have is rental. God gave me.
Yeah.
So I have to share with everyone.
Yeah. What's one thing that, I mean, this is a business focused podcast. So within the restaurant industry, what's one thing that you learn from the restauranting industry that can't be taught in a classroom, can't be taught in school, something that you live by and that you've learned?
All right. For example, like Japanese business journal came from Japan to interview me.
Okay.
Which school did you go? I said, well, Mikuni University.
Yeah.
What was your major? Sociology, right? And then they wanted to write something,
Yeah.
I can be proud of. So, are you good at numbers? I said, not really. What are you good at? I said, I have nothing.
Wow.
I have no talent. I'm not really good at administration. I'm not really organized. So I thought to myself, what's my strength? Why are we doing okay,
From here until minute 23, the microphone muted on my end. So you can kind of hear what I'm saying, but the bigger ideas, I imported little clips of what I was actually talking about so you guys can have an idea. After 23 minutes, everything got fixed. Enjoy the rest of the episode.
Then in my mindset, maybe delegation. I have all the smarter people around me. I used to have 28 kids at one point. Wow. I had 2 restaurants like Roof Key, Safe Key, this key, that key. I had 28 kids going around everywhere. I said, why do I have this? So I told the manager, who's good at in the morning? Here you go. You open the key for me.
Yeah.
I just start delegating. I don't even have a 1 key with me now. So I can only, I can see is I'm not really control freak because I know my ability. So I think my strength for business is delegate to somebody who does better.
I asked Taro, I said, at one point, Mikuni, you and your family were at $11 million in debt. For people who are struggling financially, obviously that's an extreme, but for people who are struggling financially or don't really know how to make it out of whatever situation they are in, what advice would you give them?
Well, I'm the reason we went down 15 mil. And then I did ask my dad, hey, lawyer is telling me to file bankruptcy. What's my next steps?
Okay, it's around this point where he starts talking about Kaizen. His dad taught him something called Kaizen, and in Japanese, that means continuous improvement. From there, he changed his whole mission statement for the company, his core values, even the name Mikuni. K stands for Kaizen, and he started everything. I mean, he broke everything down and just restarted with that new word, I guess he transformed it into a mindset. I then brought up if he knew the word shojin, which means self-discipline or devotion to improve personal growth or mastery, something that I want to live by. And I was hoping that he had an idea of it, or at least could give me some insight on that word, Japanese origin. And then I ended off by saying, hey, like Kaizen is an amazing word. Shojin, I mean, these are words that I want to live by.
Yeah, that's what I always said to all my teammates. Let's keep Kaizening. So our mission statement is now, it's not about making best sushi, but to be the most loving and loved company in the world. We want to show love with action and words to everyone who we meet. And we're about love by you and partners. So core values, talk about Kaizen. I have a Mikuni, M-I-K-U-N-I, right?
Yeah, stands for?
M stands for what?
Put it on the spot. I know K stands for Kaizen. I stands for improvement. It was...
Okay, ready? M for motivate ourselves to do the best. I for inspire others. K for Kaizening ourselves. U for united, Miku united. Mikuni means kingdom of God. So under God, we're one human race. Why not we love each other and help each other, right? United. And then N for never stop dreaming. And then last one is I for increased love. So these are the core value we came up with when we're losing $50 million. But funny thing is, going through that, we knew who wants stay with us, even though we cut their salary 40% salary. All these things, they stuck with us, and those guys are the one we enjoy our success together too. So a lot of people are working for over 30 years for us now. It's crazy.
Okay, this is the last clip before I finally unmuted myself. But I brought up to Taro that in my business class and, talking to successful people, they all say one thing and have one phrase that they stick by and live by. And it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. And I asked Taro, I said, how real is that? And what's your experience with that phrase?
I don't know if I should say this, but my parents asked me to quit school. I was going to Sac State. I said, Asian parents never ask your kids to quit school. I said, why? I said, well, you work noon to midnight, but I need you in the morning because we're going to open the breakfast. I said, what time? 4:30. I said, who eats dead fish at 4:30 in the morning? Look at donut shop. They have a line at the door. We need more sales. I'm like, really? But I wasn't that smart anyway, so it was a pretty easy decision. But after that, he said, it's about who you know. So I started talking to every customer who walked in.
Yeah.
And they're the one helped me to get here.
Yeah.
In every way. For example, like rolls, right? When we start making the rolls, nobody was eating sushi back in 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And then I asked people, I wanted to get to know them.
Yeah.
So what do you eat then? I like hot dogs. Okay, no problem. I go liquor store, get a hot dog, made a hot dog roll for him, served with the ketchup and mustard, right?
Wow.
And then the guy said, I only eat hamburger. No problem. I made a hamburger, put the miso in it, made a miso happy burger roll. And next customer said, let's say her name is Marilyn. I want to eat scallop and crab and shrimp. And I want to call it Marilyn Monroe. Mm-hmm. No problem. So I start making all the customer their custom rolls because I'm the Mr. No Problem. Next time I know, we had 300 different type of rolls, right? But those people bring their family to show their rolls, and meanwhile, sushi bar was full.
Wow.
So it's about who you know, like golf tournament too. Once we start doing it, relationship with through golf tournament helped us to get to the next level.
Oh,
like
yeah.
when we opened the Midtown store, we had no money to open, but through golf, I have a friend who said, here's the $500,000 I want to invest. Let's open Midtown.
Mm-hmm.
So all these people, even I hung around with, I just had my birthday golf tournament. Mario was there too,
Yeah.
but those are the ones support me so much too.
And stay by you. Yeah.
Oh, it's about who you know.
Uh-huh.
Yes, for sure.
And golf plays and that networking and all
Everything, even basketball too.
Yeah.
I know the CEO of the Kings owners. So last time, hey, it's my birthday. I get you 4 tickets on Kings Road 2 right behind the owner.
that. Wow.
Even though you study, you still have to buy if you don't know anybody, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I learned so much
Wow.
about relationship with people. It's not about making money, but making friends. And, it's not about fundraiser, but friend raiser.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about friends and relationship. It's so much about that.
Is there a hard truth, like something that in entrepreneurship that you face that people don't really look at, like kind of like a blind spot that they get hit with, that you got hit with? Is there some hard truth about entrepreneurship that you had to overcome that you can kind of help people out with in general, in terms of letting them know, okay, hey, this is something that will probably happen?
Okay, so more you open the restaurant, my time was limited,
Yeah.
right? So let's say every chef comes to me, when do I get a raise? How come he's getting more money than I do? So I start spending hours and hours explaining things,
Yeah.
right? But you have to balance your time with your family, of course, golf and work and other things, friends, stuff. So I create, me and executive chef created 200 pages of PowerPoint. And let's say, for example, sushi chefs, we have 220 chefs now, right? So we have 12 different levels. So every 6 months, if you pass the skill test, written test, have a good performance appraisal, you get to the next level.
Okay.
So I don't have to explain to them. Everything is in the computer. So if you want to get to the next level, you do all these things. So it's like a karate, right?
Yeah.
If you want to do the black belt, you have to do your thing. So I save so much time doing that. Meanwhile, when they get to the head chef level, a customer invest money to open their own.
Okay.
We just had a 41st head chef to open his home in El Grove.
Wow.
So every time I lose them, I was like, we trained like 7 years to make him be there. And now he's going to open 5 minutes away to be a competitor, right?
Yeah.
But that too, I learned we're not losing them. We're launching them. I have a totally different. So my job is teaching them how to, make sushi and everything. Yet I want to help them to grow as a human, as a community, and I want them to enjoy their life. So I have a totally different attitude toward them.
Yeah.
But having a business, if you're successful, you have that.
Yeah. See, I saw something on a podcast, and for those of you who don't know, Taro does this thing, and I don't know if you still do it. Every year you do one thing differently.
Yeah.
I know one example was you quit alcohol 1 year, quit shopping 1 year, quit caffeine 1 year. How do you take steps in your business life or in your personal life to get 1% better? Besides that, I mean, what are you doing? Are there things that you're doing to get 1% better every day and push yourself? What are those things?
So every morning I do devotion. And then I used to send it to when my first son started going college. I don't get to see them. So I start sending him devotion every day to communicate. And then my friend went through cancer. He had 2 weeks to live. So I started sending him. And then he's cancer-free now.
Yeah.
So I start sending these. This is like 13 years ago now. I still do every morning. Now whole family, my friendship. I'm sending to about 60 people right now. But I do that every morning to remind myself, how can I improve? And then I can share with them every morning. And meanwhile, every year I have a new goal. So when I ask my boys, how can I kaizen myself to be a better father?
Yeah.
They start writing a book, right? So I don't need a book. And then my younger one said, why don't you follow your own advice?
Oh, wow.
I said, oh, that's harsh,
Yeah.
right? And then after that, I say, you know what? I should show with my action, not just keep talking. So that's why that's about 7, 8 years ago, I start setting a goal every year. Every morning I read about it. Let's say, for example, last year was walking wisely daily because I'm one step away from stupid. So I want to make sure I walk wisely. Before that was giving while living. Before that was, that was a hard one too. My wife told me, why don't you think before you speak? Because I'm pretty direct sometimes. So THINK, T is it true? H is it helpful? I is inspiring. N is a really hard one. Is it necessary? K, is it kind? So I worked on that for a whole year. Before I speak, I thought about it. Everything I said wasn't really necessary, so I was becoming a mute. So following year, my goal was to be a better listener. So I learned how to listen so I can listen to learn. So yeah, every year I have a new set of goals. This year's goal is I just start working on it, act with the heart of compassion. So I'm not really a compassionate guy because I'm always too happy. So I don't understand what people are going through. So this year I'm working on it. If somebody is having a hard time, I want to be with them, listen to them, and I want to have empathy. That's my goal for this year.
So you've had bad habits and you've had these things that I guess are problems. You look back and you're like, hey, I wish I didn't do that. These were some things that didn't really help me out. What are some ways that you're able to, cut those out fully, go cold turkey? I mean, is there any tricks that you have to be able to maintain your life but not relapse with those things? I mean, is there anything, what you're praying every day? What is that for you?
Okay, for example, when I was your age, you're like 18, 17.
Yeah.
I was short temper.
Okay.
And I used to throw sushi at my sister.
Wow.
And the customer had to stop for a fight, right? And I had to change. So my first goal was how to be happier.
Yeah.
It was not easy because I don't know why I was so short tempered. So whenever I get upset, I went in the back, start doing the pull-ups and count 1 through 10, close my eyes. I did everything I can, right? But I'm so happy. I can't get mad anymore. If somebody cut me off on the freeway, I said, thank you for not hitting me. I'm gonna pray for you. That's how I am right now. So meanwhile, somebody had a dream and told me that I have to be the most joyous man. Right now, it's crazy, but more I share my joy, I get filled up. People say, your cup is half full. I say, I have a bucket and it overflowing 24/7.
Wow.
That's how I feel every morning I wake up. I can't wait to share my joy with everyone I meet.
Yeah. It's the mindset, it really is. That's amazing.
I don't know what to do with myself.
So when you were 15 million in debt, what were you doing? You were working really hard, right? I mean,
I had to.
Pedal to the metal. I mean,
Right.
I've talked about this with people who've come on, right? I used to be one of those people, I mean, up at 3, 4, work like long, sleep late, all that. I found out that's not really the best way to approach things. I mean, lose sleep and you can't function properly, whatever. For you, that health versus the grind mindset, the difference between those and trying to balance that, right? Not grinding fully, but also living a healthy life and all that. I mean, how do you look at that? How do you approach that? I mean, are you more of someone who just goes at it, or are you more of someone who tries to have balance? What does that look like?
You know what? Looking back, going through it was hard. And then, I told my dad, I'm not really experiencing, learning how to be more patient because my attitude is so joyful, right? And then I told my dad, without going suffering, how can I learn? How can I improve myself? Yeah. And he said, your talent God gave you, it was you're giving people around you all the suffering and patience. Yeah. I said, is that a compliment or
an insult?
Yeah, insult. But I realized I have a team who took on themselves. For example, my brother-in-law, Haru, he was the one had to deal with partnership deal, work with a bank. He was ready to pull all his hair out. I mean, he was having a hard time. But each individual had a different role to work on. So money-wise, $50 million, my personality is too positive. It's better than $100 million. And if we can't make it, that's bank's fault. Yeah. It's not me. Fair. I can only do my best, that's right? Fair. So I didn't really feel that much pressure as much as my CEO and COO. So I don't know. My thing was continuing to be positive and help my team to be encouraged. That was my number one thing. Even through COVID too. COVID, they said we have to shut down the business, this and that, right? And our team was struggling, yet I told my team, hey, how about one goal we're going to do is no matter what's happening, we're going to pay everybody. If they come to work or not, we're going to pay. If they come to work, we're going to double pay. Wow. And then my CEO said, how can we afford it? Well, that's not my problem. Let's encourage each other and let's keep on doing that, right? Yeah. But it was amazing. Our community, we couldn't open the restaurant, but we had a to-go thing, that curbside. People waited 2-3 hours to get the food from us. Yeah. And then our sales didn't fall much because of all those supports we got from the community. Coming from Japan, it was so quiet. It was so quiet over there. Everyone's to themselves. That's why I couldn't be there. How? I mean, how did you get so much confidence? I mean, it's confidence. I mean, we had an exchange student, and he was telling me, he's telling me and my brother, he's like, if you went to Japan and you were in school, you'd be a popular kid because you're confident. Yeah. And seeing you, I mean, you're
just pure confidence.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
Well, of course, it's not because of my talent. Like I said, I have no talent.
What's it from then?
Well, I know it's a business thing, but it's coming from God.
Man
to me.
above.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you ever been an introvert then, or have you ever been an introvert? Like,
Well, in Japan, I was kind of crazy kid because you have to follow every rule that I couldn't follow. Even hairstyle, you have to be certain hair. I couldn't stand
just
it.
dyeing your hair.
So I had half shaved, middle shaved. I shaved this. I did everything I can to be myself.
Your parents didn't care?
My parents didn't care.
Wow.
They care about the rule in the house. But yeah, my parents are different too. That's why I love America. I can't be myself.
Yeah. So coming from people who are quiet, you know a lot of people who are, and you've been around that. Networking and for people who want to network and want to know more people, how would you recommend they start doing that?
Well, I'm the best encouragement because I'm stupid. I have no talent. If I can't live like this blessed life, anybody can. Anybody.
Yeah. My business teacher was saying LinkedIn is one. I know golfing is a great way to meet people. Is there anything else that
Well, Facebook, they only give you 5,000 friends, right? Yeah. So I had to open fourth and already full two. And they have a fan page finally.
Yeah.
And that's one of the best way to do it too. I love it. It's free. Let's say I have a sociology class. I teach how to make sushi. Whole year, I have a once a month.
Yeah.
Within an hour, everything's sold out because of the social media.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is.
I did a Zoom too the other day. Like 300 people signed up within an hour. So I love social media.
Yeah. So social media is one of those ways that you put if you were an introvert, you'd put yourself out there to network. Yeah. So opportunities going into sports, right? So, I play basketball, you play basketball, I play golf basketball. Now. How important are maintaining those connections and how do you maintain connections? How do you keep, following up with these people and keeping that friendship? Because for me, for example, I'll hang out with someone and then I will just forget to reach out to them for like a year. And then it's hard to start, mending that friendship again. I mean, you said it yourself, so many people. How do you maintain connections? What do you do? For
example, golf tournament, right?
Okay.
I have a charity golf tournament every year. And then we charge $6,500 a foursome. If you're a sponsor, you have to give us like $10,000, $50,000. One company that's $100,000, right? And then but they know exactly what we're doing for. I don't take penny out of it. It's for charity to help others, right? So I encourage people to do that too. So now, I don't know if you know Mr. Phil Oates. He's one of my closest friends.
No, I don't.
Buzz Oates, you never heard that company?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so he has his celebrity golf too now.
Okay.
So I go out to help, and then my other friends start doing the celebrity, whatever the charity golf, I'm going to help them too. Yeah. So we're connected with how to help others. Like Phil, he has a private jet, so now I can go anywhere with private jet to play golf. Yeah. So, it's about who you know.
It is.
I can never afford private jet.
Yeah. So, what would you want to be before your dad had the dream? What would you?
Well, I was gonna go, keep studying international business.
Okay.
I want to do something
in business.
Yeah, in business.
Okay. So for some people, right? Because the whole idea, the reason I do this is for people who don't have the opportunities to know people, right? My dad knows you, and I get other people on who are successful in this area specifically, and it's to give them the opportunity, right? That's the point of this, and I haven't really told you that yet, but that is the reason. For some people, people who are lost, don't have a purpose, don't know what they want to do. What would you tell them to be able to find that purpose or to be able to trust the process? What?
Well, for me, goal setting is so important. I have so many goals in every area.
Okay.
Like dreaming, right?
Yeah.
You gotta keep dreaming. And if with the God's favor, anybody can do anything. Possibility. That's why I can't stop going to schools and even care homes.
Yeah.
I want to give them dreams and goals and purpose for their lives. You know, if you have it, you can get there.
Yeah.
If you don't have a dream, I don't know how you can get to grab the dream, right?
Yeah. We're almost done here. And now I have the weird questions.
Yes.
So you, for those of you who don't know, I know you touched on it, but you didn't go fully into it. You, for events and wildfires and things like that, you make a roll for each one, for most of them, and then 100% of proceeds go to it. You made the hamburger roll, you made the hot dog roll. Okay. If your life could be a sushi roll, what would it be? What would be inside it? If your whole life in one roll.
So my dad wrote the book.
Okay. The one you gave me?
No, that's mine.
Okay.
I finished 2. I'm on 3rd right now.
Okay.
My dad said, my life is a happy roll. So we have a happy roll. That's his roll.
Wow.
Everything in the roll, what he likes, and it was kind of cute. Happy roll.
Yeah.
And then even though he's at the care home with Alzheimer, he's the happiest guy. I still enjoy every moment with him.
So what would be in yours?
Mine? Well, go back to the rolls. Do you know fox roll? Have you tried fox roll? DMC roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another way to get to know Fox, and we talk, we make sushi together. Yeah, those are fun stuff too.
So you're
So my own roll, I never thought of that's a good question.
That's the question of the hour.
See, because depends on how what I'm in a mood for, right?
If
People always ask me, what's your favorite roll? If I feel like Mexican food, I just put ceviche in it, make a ceviche roll. If I like Indian, if I feel like Indian, I just do tandoori chicken roll.
Why don't you put all of it together then for one? I mean, it's one. You have to do one.
Well, my mission statement is to be loved and to be loving. So I have to create the roll with love roll sometime.
A love roll. That's good. That's good.
I should make one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be on the
Should be
lookout.
a little spicy too.
Okay. Why is that?
You gotta have a spice in your life, right? You should ask my wife. I mean, we've been married for 31 years and we still do monthly honeymoon.
It's amazing.
Yeah, we don't have to go far.
Amazing.
Just 2 of us go to, I don't care, restaurant, just spend time. That could be my honeymoon too.
Yeah.
But we have to get to know each other and have a spice in your life.
Second to last thing, and this is something I ask people, but it's meant to go to a little deeper level. When will you be happy? When will you be done? Be done with Mikuni, be done with all the keys that you delegated. When will you be done and just put the shoes up and enjoy life and sit back?
People always ask me, when are you retiring? What do I do when I retire?
You enjoy life. You go honeymoons.
I have already.
Every day.
Do I go golfing? I go golfing. Do I go eat with my friends? I do. But I love serving people. So that's why I do private parties every weekend. To go out people's house, serve them, eat with them, drink with them. If I retire, I do the same thing anyway. But I get paid to do that now.
Yeah.
So people say, when I retire, and I said, I'm already retired long time ago.
Yeah.
That's how my attitude works now. So when I'm done, I think I'll be up there because I'm already happy. Yeah. I have been. And then I don't know how I can be happier. I can't.
How important, what I've gotten so far is how important your mindset is, and it's literally gotten you through life.
Yes.
How'd you develop the mindset? Where did that come from?
I don't know. Every day, I ask God, give me more joy. Like now, I have 4 kids now, 3 grandchildren. And then last 2 are getting married this year. I mean, I don't know what I can complain about.
Yeah.
But even though hardship, I still find the joy, so much joy from within too.
How? From where?
Okay, one thing my wife told me. So when I got married, I'm a tough guy to be with because I'm all over.
Uh-huh.
I'm up till like 1:30 in the morning.
Wow.
And when sun's up, I'm ready to go. My wife loves to sleep. She's like, why do you have to wake up this early? But my sister or my mom asked her, how do you put up with your husband? Me.
Yeah.
She said, oh, it's easy. Lower your expectations. What? I don't know about that, but I learned from that too, like my kids too. If I have expectation for them to go Stanford, be a doctor, if they don't, I'll be disappointed, right? But for me, if they know God, they have their happy life, that's all I ask for, and they are. So I'm more than happy because my expectation was
Yeah. So for but someone who doesn't have, or I guess is in a spot where they don't have, you know, the family, the wife, the even those little things that are looking up. How would you, I guess, guide them into getting a positive mindset? I mean,
so like when we were having the hardest time, we couldn't even buy fish, right? And people came in, can I get a tuna? What do you say?
what did you say? You didn't have.
I mean, I kept saying, we have a fresh avocado, a fresh cucumber fish, take a fish. But that too, I have to lower my expectation. Now we don't have fish. How can I be happy without having fish? Then I said, well, you know what? Better than nothing. We still have vegetable to make roll with.
Yeah.
And then if we run out of vegetable, we still have a rice to make an air roll. Make a roll with nothing but the air inside, right? So you just have to be thankful with whatever you have, right? So I had only one suitcase. We moved 10 times first year and a half in America, looking for a place to stay. But I was happy. I had a one suitcase, right?
Yeah.
If I didn't have a clothes, what do I do?
Yeah.
So everything I went through, how can I be thankful? How can I have a heart of gratitude for what God provided?
Yeah.
So, you know, I had a $10 shoes, Payless shoes. I don't know if you know the company. Maybe no longer.
No, I don't.
$10 shoes, and it's all ripped. So whenever I clean the mopping, it's all water inside.
Wow.
Everything all together. But I couldn't buy new shoes. So I had to duct tape everywhere all the time. But I was so thankful I had a shoes, right? So if you can compare with, of course, people has a Jordan, all the shoes. Now I do, but you know, I might be very disappointed compared with others. So I say, you know what? I'm not gonna compare with others.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own blessing, own favor from God. I have to be thankful with what I have.
Yeah.
And then that's why whenever I didn't have anything or now I have a little bit more, I'm always thankful all the way through.
Yeah. Look, so if you were to look back at your self when you were just going through it, right? You had so many people in your house, and you had, you know, you're in debt and all of that. What if you were to give yourself one piece of advice, like a sentence of advice, a phrase, I guess you could say, if you were to go back in time and you were to tell yourself one thing, what would that be?
Maybe study English a little bit. Because we're speaking Japanese only at home.
Yeah.
Japanese only at work because my family. So only time I spoke English was going to school, take a nap a little bit, and then open a sushi bar and start talking to customers. So if I study more, I could have helped even do more to help others too. So maybe that's, but again, I don't mind having bad
English or whatever. Yeah.
accent, Japanese accent.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. If people said, do you have any regret? I just don't. You can't change the past anyway.
Sure.
So I just want to focus on what can I do next. So I'm excited. Like you're saying, when are you done? Of course, he decides, but till I died, my goal is to how many people can I help?
Yeah.
So I'm planning on how to give more. So that's what I'm excited about later life. You know, of course, I love my kids, but they all know I'm not going to give all the money to them because I want them to enjoy the progress,
The process.
Yeah, process too.
Yeah.
So for me is if we keep doing well, my done is how can I give in the best way to others?
Giving back.
Giving back.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Yeah.
What do you want your legacy to be, not just in business, but in life? When people look back at Taro, what's that legacy look like?
For me, I really don't care about legacy.
Really?
I want them to forget about me. That's fine. Because, I mean, like I said, I came from nothing. I don't deserve to be where I am right now.
But you don't think that your story is enough for people to look at and say, he went from $15 million in debt, an immigrant, got to where he is and is enjoying life while getting paid. You don't think that's something
I just want to be the encouragement for others.
Okay.
So they can use me as a stepstone. Hey, if he can do it, I can do better. Mm-hmm. That's all I care about. I don't need to leave any legacy or I don't know.
Yeah.
So people said, can you put my name on the, let's say, hallway, this, but for me, it's not about that. Mm-hmm. It's about how much I can do for others.
Last thing, if you were to look at that camera and tell people one thing, and this is not even in the restaurant business, but being entrepreneurs in general, having their own, business and wanting to work their own hours and want to get to that position that you're at. If you were to tell them one thing, last thing to end it off, what would that be?
Well, for me, life is way too short. I thought I was 15. I'm double nickels already. Yeah. What happened? Yeah. So before I know it, I'll be gone too.
Yeah.
So I want everyone to enjoy every moment, no matter what you're going through. Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.